Alright, let me see here. Test. I wonder if. Alright, let me see here. If you are into the chat, can I please have someone tell me if you can hear me? Anyone? Anyone at all? Am I talking to myself? Alright, it looks like I am talking to myself. Outstanding. Truly amazing. Okay, anybody? Nope. Okay, it looks like I am unable to be heard. Alrighty. Looks like I can be heard. Stupendous. Okay, for those of you tuning in, this is War Thunder. It is arguably the most popular military game on the planet. Today, my friends, we are going to be playing as Germany, who I've been grinding out for a little bit now. We'll be doing realistic, because I find that more fun. And we're just gonna try to have a bit of fun, which I know is very hard to pull off in War Thunder, due to how this game's done up. Here's a good one, Battle for the Rhine, where we fight near Cologne, with the Rhine River right there. Fun fact for those of you who don't know, the Rhine River actually runs concurrent to the border of France. Alright, so fun fact about this plane, the HE, what is this, the 119? 112, okay. The HE 112 was actually made by Heimel, hence the HE prefix. This plane only saw service in the very beginning of the war, if at all, really. There's actually no accounts of this actually taking place in any major fighting of the First World War. However, this plane was a proof of concept behind World II. Ooh, whoa, lag. Ooh, okay, that's fair. This was a proof of concept behind World II be making carrier fighters. They ended up making some small carrier fighters. They were the AR-400 and AR-100, respectively. But those also saw minimal service off the Admiral Grasbury flat top carrier, which unfortunately was sunk. Well, fortunately, they were Nazis. Fortunately, was sunk by British naval forces.
We're winning.
So this thing right here, there's only 20 of these things that were made, and none of them saw through the end of the war. They were all destroyed, which is very sad because it is a big piece of aviation history. Alright, so we got some bombers right here, namely the Chinese player, Lockheed. So that's a SBD-2U. That's was used by the U.S. Marine Corps and the U.S. Navy during the Second World War as a naval bomber. So if you use close air support on islands for fighting that one bomb other aircraft. The CDF, if I remember correctly, I can see it. Was another naval aircraft. Alright. So for those of you who've never seen gameplay, the whole point is just fly this plane, depending on what plane type you are, depends on how you do it. If you're flying fighters, pretty quickly shoot down every other aircraft. If you're playing something like an air defense fighter, which this was actually a really good one on the radar, despite being in the World War era and was very low. If you're playing an air defense fighter, your job is mainly to hunt exclusively bombers. And the 20mm cannons you see there, as well as the 7.92 cannon, do some great work at that. If you're playing a dive bomber or a frontline bomber, otherwise known as a tactical bomber, your job is to find these little circles on the map, which were visible not that long ago. Those things are there, but with a red crosshair, your job is to bomb the shit out of them. If you are playing a dive bomber or strike aircraft, your job is to attack the vehicles, which are those stuff like howitzers, tanks, all that good stuff. I choose to play pilot just because it's brain dead gameplay that I don't really need to think about or really do anything about. I can just turn my brain off and just fly and shoot. My god, the lag it go crazy. And -4 Gs, my insides will shoot. Okay. I'm not that crazy. Oh no. That's what we do. Sneak up on me. 400. Okay, I'm dead. hate to tell you guys, once you get a knockout in people, you don't have an output. Advantage your good skill, especially when I'm driving up things. And there we go, pilot knocked out, which means he shot my pilot in the fucking head. I don't even know what all that means or anything. I think that's a hacker actually, because he has the flag of like 18 different nations. Fucking lovely. Alright, it's a good one actually. Frontline bot. So fun fact about, not this one. This one's pretty cool though. That's one of Germany's only long-range fighters where they started doing stuff like this. Which, if you recognize the IMI prefix, is because it was later used for their early jet program, the Schwabe. Which actually has quite a cool one, and the cool thing about this, and hence why you see a lot of variations for the IMI series, is because these are rocket fighters. They didn't use jet engine, they used rockets on them, which is pretty cool. They had next to no range, but they literally would put them on the back right there, is why it's so flat, and would shoot them into the sky. And their goal would literally be either shoot down a bomber in the first pass or collide. Pretty interesting, all things considered. The reason why these are marked as strike is because Hitler, in his infinite wisdom, decided to recall all Me-262s from service and outfit them with bombs. Why he did that when they were doing great jobs as intercepts is anyone's guess. This is the Horton Flying Wing. I'm actually going to go over this. This is a very interesting aircraft. This thing never saw production. It was made. There is a real-life version of it that was made that got destroyed. It never saw production though. Its idea was to be used as a jet fighter, like I said, but it's an actual fighter role, and to be able to go for long range. Specifically, it was meant to bomb America, which is always interesting. So the BF-109 and its entire production line, which is ever present through pretty much every tier of the game until you start getting jets, is very interesting as it is made not by any company that creates a BF prefix, but is actually made by Messerschmitt, the same people that make the Me-262 and other jet fighters. It's actually very cool because you actually get some close air support options here with the bombs. We're going to load up, we're actually going to go with tracers, because since they burn to create that tracer effect, they can set fire to fuel, which is always a great load. We're going to take a 20-minute fuel load, just because I am not trying to carry a bunch of fuel that will weigh me down a bit slower. We actually see some interesting things in the next few games. America's first naval fighter that they created in the interwar period, which we have last go in actual combat with the Japanese forces. This is a live experience considering the entirety of the war in Revolution. It's automated units, T-400, an armored fighter that was produced by Lockheed, January of 1942 before being replaced by the P-40 and later on the P-40.
Attention to the designated grid square. Thanks. Attention to the map.
1811, which was the premier intermediate bomber, and D412, which was the intermediate bomber, D4M1, which was a long-range bomber. And the reason why this is a fast prefix is because it is actually a premium vehicle you pay real money for, but it pays homage to a metal bomber.
Attention to the designated grid square.
The war for Pearl Harbor just about shot down, I believe, 10 planes.
Attention to the map. Attention to the map.
In case you guys are wondering why they keep spamming attention to the map, these bomber pilots that would etiquette for always find where these crossings are, click them, and it'll put down an exclamation mark, which will let you know, hey, I'm attacking that base, please do not attack that base. So a very interesting thing about this, China Civil War 1946, it's one of our new maps, the rise of the game. In case you're wondering about it, it is actually with communist Chinese forces trying to overthrow the Republic of China, known as Taiwan, in the Chinese Civil War. Mao Zedong massacred a bunch of civilians. If you're wondering how these early war fighters came in a map in 1946, China came from Lend-Lease equipment from Russia, America, Japan, which was captured, and Germany. Here's where you're seeing a lot of early war fighters on a map that realistically should have cities, as well as other jet planes. It's actually a very interesting map. So you see our triple objectives, which are a capture of an airfield, destruction of enemy troops, destruction of enemy air bases. Well, those aren't bases, some of these are like fuel sites, and some of their army tanks. They're basically army bases. Okay, and quiet, we have the R2, which is what I was talking about earlier, that was very interesting. Right here we see my air intakes, which are in charge of sucking in air to cool down the engine and let it out hot air in the back. Good exhaust. I got a lot of time left, so I'm going to go through the cockpit. We have oil pressures, as well as targeting the oil temperature. Right there, even though it's too early, would be listing the how far ahead you want to shoot. Right here is my kilometer per hour, as well as my kilometer speed by IAS, which is the airspeed. We have a clock to be useful in order to tell how long the convection is and how you get to it. That is going to be 30 degrees for flying and landing. That right there is going to be, I don't remember the exact word for it, but that's going to be to tell where you are at the compass. I wish I could remember that. Alright, we're going to attack it. Russian heavy fighter, as well known as air defense fighter. We're not going to attack IL-2, nicknamed Flying Tank. It's actually a very fucking trouble fighter, and I would 100% die if I fight. Alright, we're going to head on, so we're going to climb up fast as we can. God. Alright. We're going to turn around, cavalry to order the red doors, which turns to the left into the right. Okay. This way. To go over this one. We'll put extra engine power on over that, so you can see the PED emissions strolling heavily, passing by. Fire. And the second shot. We found hardly play air battles to me. Just get out of the car and just skip off like that. Alright, we got a hit. Good for the gun. Go back to the engine. Okay, aim for the engine. He's on fire. Alright, so we're ready. See. Alright, yep, that's fine. We're fine. We respawn out. We're going to achieve 11, but that was 2. We take a peach. Oh shit. That's not good. Well, I got the first one. I had 0. And then 7 points left. I'm going to literally come to the ground and free to fly. This off. Alright, nope, I'm going to have to force it. That's what we're doing is we're actually well, I destroyed an aircraft and got a lot of points, but unfortunately I was outmatched by a superior fighter. Is that a biplane? Are you fucking kidding me? I got shot down by a World War I era relic? Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Alright, well, that didn't go to plan, but that's okay, guys. Very rarely does something like that go to plan. How you doing, mid? Very rarely does something like that go to plan, but you know what? It is what it is, man. Alright, loading up again. This map is Battle of Tunisia. So fun fact about the Battle of Tunisia is the battle fought in South Africa. It is actually very critical to the war effort, despite being very underrepresented. The whole point of the Battle of Tunisia was to seize Africa's very rich oil resources, which would fuel the war effort for either side. Africa was actually heavily divided among European powers between Italy, Germany, France, Belgium, and the United Kingdom. Tunisia initially started with three France losing very high amounts of their colonial holdings
Attention to the map.
in northern Africa, as well as Italy expanding its holdings from Ethiopia, where it had initially fought a war in 1934 to 1936 and seized control. Also, British North seizing Cairo from Egypt, as well as eventually controlling all of Egypt. There's also this battle of Asia, which is, as you can tell right around here, this is actually the Gulf into the I'm trying to name the Suez. So if you were to actually head onto that side, you're actually long enough, you probably might get to ignore what about the most instead German troops along with Battalion SS, where they were received as much control until American forces were able to target heavy armor as well as armored cars for reconnaissance. Oh, what they all deliver heavy cars for reconnaissance. Thankfully, the British something like that created the SAS, Special Air Service, and conducted raids behind enemy lines, which allowed British expeditionary forces as well as French resistance fighters to strike back, resulting in Allied forces striking South Africa and taking control. Shortly thereafter, after these successful victories in Africa, came the landings in Sicily and Italy, which resulted in a widespread rebellion in Italy, which resulted with Mussolini becoming the council of fascism being installed. Shortly after that, of course, the Normandy beach landings, as well as the apparent liberation of France, followed by the failed Market Garden, the Battle of the Menelo, and then the strike against the Rhine and eventually the North Carolina, which ended with the liberation of the invasion of Berlin, as well as the suicide of the swearing in of Karl Jones as the head of Germany's first president. He is actually an admiral in the German forces. Shortly thereafter was the division of Germany destabilized, as well as a division of former German holdings, such as Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, so on and so forth. And we started the Cold War. We're not flying the Cold War, we're flying things like that, but probably would have been seen closer around 1932 or 1930. Sorry, not 1932, 1942. And we don't have to fly anywhere out past the halfway ground forces, which I look at there's a tanks, so that would be representing the Allied Tokyo I was just telling you about. Likely, although I can't see too well, if I think that's to affect Germany instead of so very interesting down there. We have some like I see we have an Italian design. The bombers we got earlier, 3 BF-111s, or 109s, and then a German, that right there, the Iron Cross, which has a captured variant of the Russian BF-1. That's always interesting to see captured variants, which usually come with enhanced versions compared to their common technology. So usually cruisers, the actual production variant, we go to the artifact to get the weapons. So it's fun to get curious. I recommend what I'd see these things. That's the whole. Notice my pilot by inches. I don't know if it looks like that BF-29 just should be fine. P400 is way too much space between but it goes in without being shut down. That'd be a fine US 410. Alright, we need to turn off this 410 AI, no, yes, no. No, yes, yes, it's true. So I can actually go up to the 400 I was trying to do. There we go. One side is like 5% violence, 90%. Yeah, head-ons are all good and all. If you aim how hard it is outside, I would lose them so fast. Alright, I'm not a sprint fighter, I'm actually a punching fighter, so this is gonna force me to turn right. Alright. He's also losing momentum. Yep, there we go. I land. Circle that piece. I took that like a bitch. What is he worth? Oh shit, I'm not coming out of this. Alright, forced me into a dive. He forced me into a dive I cannot recover from. I got outplayed there. 100% outplayed. I'm not gonna deny that. Still a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun low tier because in top tier, a lot of people like to gang up. And I'm sorry, I'm not beating a gangbang made up of fucking Russian designs and little bitches. You know, it's just not happening. I'm gonna lose 9 out of 10 of those fights. Alright, this is actually a cool one. So this is actually an Italian design if I had to guess. The reason I'm saying that is because that camo is 100% an Italian camo that you see on the Emmys, or not the Emmy. Okay. That's cool and all. I want history information. Bomber type bomber, blah 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 blah. Damn old shell. I swear to God though, that thing. Aerial combat as ground attack is great. Well, that makes sense. It's a Stuka. You know, all Stukas are, you know, one, they're all fucking the same. Two, they're all pretty good. Alright. Another HU1, I actually want to show this off because you can tell what they were trying to go for with the angled thing, which they ended up perfecting with the Stuka series. I'll tell you, when I first started playing this game, I researched the BF-109, I was like, who the hell heard of a BF-109, what is that? And then I played it and I'm like, oh, never mind, this thing's goated. Because original only exposure to German aviation was the Stuka, which is not a bad way, it very much is a great way to get introduced, but it's also not even like the best German airframe. Even for close air attack, that thing kind of sucked after a while. It feels slow as shit. Hence why we saw a lot of boom and zoom dive attacks made with the BF-109. Alrighty. So we are with the rear. So like I was saying earlier, the rear is actually going to be that section that they pushed past the Rhine into. It contains a lot of actually, never mind. I fucked up. This is near the south. This is about 1.5. This is where the bull race was going. I'm sorry, guys. I fucked up. Okay. Alright, this is the great host bit of one. It's actually red. So now with the Starlings, it is a... Ooh, I want to say it's a Chinese design. Yes, it is Red Star Planes. So that's going to be the Chinese one. And then the F9s, I'll just take the Super, those are going to be F9, the SSR. The I series, Star. Mortal Moroni, I want to say is French. Big three, I know too. And Firefly is going to be a precursor to the Spitfire, which is what do you call it? That is going to be your German version. Yeah, so we got a lot of good design out of it today. Alright, so next one's going to be your intermediary airfield. Normally, other interface to repair and reload. This is going to be the shorter one. The downside is, like this one, I have a lot of air defenses toward it, and you won't be able to bomb you or shoot at you. This one is pretty defenseless, so if they actually fly past you, you're just going to cover you, then you can get a free kill off of you. Alright, we have ground forces, which will be howitzers, pillboxes, and air armaments, which don't mean shit. I just thought for this one, just more the excellent multi-gassing. It's just around gas at the minute. I don't know why they would put it around us, but whatever. Down here, all the airports are in control, and those we were right.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Very interesting to see this. Anyway, as I was saying, we're going to go ahead and climb up. So, as I said earlier, with current fighters and bleeding energy and bleeding speed and dogfight, certain aircraft can get on current fighters, which means that it itself just going to turn, outmove your front, outrail between those ones. Aircraft like this are bleeding, which means you're going to want to climb up, dive to attack, climb, dive. This is what you saw me doing, where I landed climbing to shoot him, or diving to shoot him, high up hills. And a lot of times, people who want to go up like that with the fuel for bleed speed, I'm bleeding speed and I'm really speed not so much aircraft good. And I'm actually on cover for that forces a lot, it's not like the forces on it. Once you have the 200, certain parameters of the Spitfire will outperform the other, but mainly after you see the Spitfire on the vehicle, try to disengage and try to climb faster than you can. That being said, if you see an American aircraft, you're going to hope you get drop down, because yes, these things are current fighters, but they have enough horsepower in their engines, so they're going to just stay up regardless. And that thing could be C-43, another Japanese guy that Star Wars says in America. That's kind of good like this, but yeah, if you see an American, you really don't want to engage middle sister, really good at the game, just because the horsepower in them will just go to overpower the pilot or the mistakes between the runner. Whoa! No fucking way! Wow, I didn't know it was in the game. So that's a fuck right there, which is actually the same aircraft the Red Baron used in the little one. I'm surprised to see it, frankly. I think it's going to be slow as hell. I won't put it as a German design. I didn't see that in the tech sheet. Wow.
The victory is near.
That's actually really cool. Alright, that people system is just big in the fight. That's not that fast. That's not fucked at all. Oh. So loud, dude. Alright, let's resume. Phew, those P-63s don't mess around, man. Damn. Wow, they will really fuck your day up.
We're ahead of the enemy.
That thing just sent a cannon shell through the back of my aircraft, through the armor paneling, into my cheeks. So I just got gangbanged and straight bent over and fucked by a P-63. God damn. Dude, my ass, bitch, fuck. Alright, we're gonna actually replace the G2. The reason why the G2 uses tank cannons instead of bombs, and I'm a bomber guy, I prefer dropping bombs. I don't want to carefully line up a tank shot while I'm diving at like 400 feet a minute. You know what I mean? That's just Not how I'm wanting to play. I think I actually see the fucker right there. Interesting design. I think I was wrong actually about that. There we go. Yeah, you can get modifications for it. But, I think I was wrong about that camo for this. I think this actually has Libya and it just Libya. So this thing is an African um design. So let me see the mods on this. Where are my weapons? Oh, I get the weapons off the bat. Okay. Let me see what I can create though. Okay, that's just single. Alright, well that 1,000-pound bomb is actually pretty good. I'm gonna put it there. We got these two variants, which are always cool. But those are tank cannons, like I was saying. So it's not like I really want to go in with them. Alright, we're actually gonna play a match now with a close air support aircraft. But shit, I have the pilot's badge. Oh, I want to put that on. I'm glad I finally got it. Ranks unlocked. Alright, yeah, so you need that to get your vehicle ranked up, or get your thing up. Got your vehicle for the radio operator, that's always cool to get. I'm actually kind of close. Players defeated, that'd be cool. I'm close to that. Guys, I'm actually gonna get the honor class. You know I saw a guy once with that. Right there. Crazy shit. Alright, so we're gonna sortie. For a new one, sortying means you're gonna hop in your aircraft and you're gonna fly up and you're gonna assault them. Oh yeah, that instructional bomber with the Admiral on it. That was crazy shit. Alright, so we're actually gonna go for a high power bomb. 1,000 because I'm gonna level with you guys. I can't bomb for shit. Let's set it to 1.5 just so I'm actually out of the way. And then we're gonna set the zeroing distance to 400. That's about the time to get on my ass. Alright, I'll do that. Holy shit, that's console I have. I don't have bombers. Dive bombers, dude. It has a Jericho on it. Oh, man. Oh. Air brakes like I can slow down that. Literally myself.
Attention to the designated grid zone!
So really, I want to unlock like German the right pedals. Even more. You don't know how I get away. Oh, this might actually fuck it. I didn't know I was diving so close to hey, up. Yep. Bobby. Back off. That wasn't critical, was it? Nope. I'm fine. Pilot, I'm fine. That's good. I'm alive. reload my bolts for that. Excuse me. See the new faster. Go in. Run.
Attention to the map!
Sit. Shot my gun. Everybody's dead. Yep. Alright, probably should have taken that continuous charge. That's on me. That's cool. And I got that from the War Thunder mobile event, which was always cool. And that one, I don't remember if I got that one. I think I just unlocked that one for starting the game and buying the pack. Either way, it's pretty cool. Wow, look at that. Vehicle to that, vehicle to that. Walk up, I say waffle. It's actually fairly. Yeah, not that makes sense. And we're going into no. Get the bags. Oh shit. What the fuck just happened? I pressed space and nothing fucking happened. Dude, that's some bullshit. Alright, I guess we're going back with the BF-109. Dude, that's genuinely fucking bullshit. Alright. Where are we at? Kursk? Ooh, the Battle of Kursk, which is actually in Ukraine. Alright. This is actually famous because this was, or actually, yeah, it was the biggest tank battle until about the Iraq War. Crazy shit. Nuts. This that one battle ended up what's significant like a long time. This one battle ended up influencing a lot of tank battles for years. But yeah, yeah, we're fine. Because you can't play these big ass maps if you're hiding. We gotta determine if we want to because we're we have to replace the vehicle and have it back to 4 S6F, aircraft, once again a US Marine Corps Navy design, 29, Navy pilots, Spitfire, so we gotta compare that to T-44, I want to say that was the Army aircraft for Japan. Could be wrong. I doubt it, but I could be. Zero. boring part is just flying the battlefield. It's kind of wild to go from here. Yeah, it's kind of fun, but we're gonna set ourselves we're gonna put the 4,000. Had to have a minimum be 4,000. Yeah. I'm gonna set up to 4,000. That way I have some room to maneuver. Yeah, let's do that 4,300. It's too bad I forgot 225 of it. 225 is pretty cool. Alright, let's do the flying plane. I might have to shoot that thing down if it's the one up here. That thing's actually pretty crazy though, as far as it goes very smart aircraft goes. It's like this. Warn him about that. Cheating in this field really just screwy. Out. Well, but he's gonna fire solution that connections. And that way I'll make sure that I forgot that thing has an automatic grenade launcher that's grenade arm. Exactly. Part of those times like see if I can. Yeah, let's see if I can pull off for a minute. Yeah, what's gonna happen? Still white boxes. Looks like it's just the one target cut around the world. Alright. Yeah. Oop. Okay. Yeah. We're shot down with more of us. We're starting to get it. Let's pull them out.
Somebody cover me.
I'm gonna get too far up. Oh, there we go. There goes the third guy. I'm used to it. Hey, was it? Head on. What? Alright, those 50 cals aren't no joke, guys. Alright, yeah, there's no way I can just level. Yeah, good run. Yeah, I forget that thing has a 50 cal. And those things don't play. I think the best course of action in something like that is really to dive. I feel like that's just the best course of action when they're doing a head-on is to dive. I don't see how else you would really go about that safely. I mean, it's a 50 fucking caliber machine gun. What else do you do? Alright, looks like we're back at it with my Bolivians.
Attention to the map.
Fucking like Near East. Got a big ass light. Got a big ass quarter mile. Oh. Probably up about that shit quickly. I'm in Afghanistan. Ah, fuck, back in the sandbox. How's she playing Afghanistan? With that as my J6, because I can always see the video. Like, no. American citizens to Afghanistan. Sorry, people. Shit,
Attention to the map.
I'm really gonna get shot from the spot. Beats the alternative. Alright, Bale, I did pretty good. Air target, and a score. Not bad. Could have been worse, could have been better. Yeah, that's what I figured. Excuse me. Ooh, small map. Where am I now? Calculation. This one is Italian. And
Attention to the designated grid zone. Attention to the designated grid zone.
The mountain. Really? The mountain? There. That was the worst, but solid. So that's good, but why is there so much fucking lag? Oh my god. Fucking fantastic. Round of applause. God fucking damn, dude. Let's switch nationalities. Let's see here. Let's go, with the, Nighthawk. You know? Give me 5 seconds to look it up. Lockheed bombs at number 8. Drop him with minus. And then switch map. Bomb. Which bomb target tab? Okay. Perfect. So I'm gonna need the GPS one. That's the one I want. 38 JDM.
Attention to the map.
Ah, fuck. Alright, I'm gonna switch games. First, I'm gonna go to the workshop. Alrighty. Alright, let's see here. Ooh. Okay, there's my cook over there. My food. alone.
Left engine failure. Main rotor damage. Right engine failure.
Alright, yeah, I died. Okay. All that. Okay.
Bombs_49 said, how do I play this? It's my first time. Mysterious man, very man, said, press Alt and F4 to buy a plane. Metallic Hero said, who's the host here? Mysterious man, very man, said, hey Metallic Hero. Mr. Boombastic 3704 said, suit turnaround IV radars. Alcatraz 777 said, only gun.
Left engine fire.
Mr. Boombastic 3704 said, traded. These Up Crusader said, GG. Mysterious man, very man, said, you fools, I was the distraction. These Up Crusader said, in just saying people be sleeping on the cricket.
Nobody's
Alcatraz 777 said, TF. radar is gone. Service said, ending mission and starting a new one in 30 seconds.